今天爆米花看電影要為大家推薦一部很特別的作品，有多特別呢？首先，不是新的《侏羅紀世界》要上映啦，這位穿高跟鞋跑步的正是今天要介紹作品的導演哦，而且這是他第一部執導的長片，掌聲鼓勵鼓勵。
Dads.Apparently you're one.
I am one.
你還想不起他的芳名嗎？不是傑西卡·崔斯坦哦，是布萊斯·達拉斯·霍華。而看到他的姓霍華，你必須立正站好，因為他爸爸就是那個得了很多奧斯卡，還有拍了很多厲害電影的朗霍華啦。
Now, this dude lives here forever.
Wipe my butt.
在這部作品裡面，卡司驚人，包括台灣最愛的威爾·史密斯、鄭肯、吉米·基默等喜劇名人都參一咖。當然，老爸朗霍華也在被出賣的行列中。這些人的共通點就是他們都是好爸爸，再加上全球6位在不同地方默默付出的爸爸，保證賺人熱淚。
こんなにニコニコしないし、ありがとうって気持ちが。
对了，還有一個地方很特別，這也是爆編從影以來遇到的第一部，同一個訪問，同一個明星重複做了2遍哦。這麼特別的紀錄片叫做《Dads》。
What is a father?
Who knows? If I'm the expert, this whole project is in terrible trouble.
Anyone from Popcorn Movies Taiwan? Okay, please act like you are hearing this question for the very first time.
Of course.
And I literally had tears in my eyes at the very first moment while I was watching Dads. And it's all because of your home videos. I guess you were much more emotional than any of us while you are watching that again, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was a very emotional experience in a lot of ways making this movie because it was so incredibly personal. And it didn't necessarily start out that personal. But when I was filming, I kept saying, I need to find an expecting father, someone who isn't a father and then becomes a father during the course of the film. And my brother got pregnant with his wife during filming, and I was like, okay, so you're my expecting father now. And so it made sense to contextualize his experience of becoming a father more and hence all the home movies. But it was like right before I was about to screen the movie for the first time at the Toronto Film Festival last year, I started to panic because I realized that my first movie opens with my birth. And I was like, what have I done? Like, what have I done? So, getting to watch that movie, especially my dad was at that screening with me. It was for sure an emotional experience. So, I appreciate it if folks like the movie because it is so personal.
But I heard that you had to steal these videos from your home. It sounds like a scene from Mission Impossible. Or the rest of the world.
Yes, I mean, it's really funny. I did. I needed to get the home movies from my parents, and they have their their where they save all their memorabilia and stuff, like archive kind of thing. And I talked to my mom in advance because also it's like her birth room. Like I was not gonna just throw that in there without talking to her. So I asked her if that would be okay. And she was like, of course, absolutely. And then I just said, if you don't mind, just don't tell Dad for a little while. And I was honest with her and I was like, listen, Dad is hesitant. And I think if I ask him, then he's going to say no. And so why don't I just cut it into the movie and like deal with the no down the road. I'll of course take anything out that he doesn't feel good about, but I just want to be able to get there first. and then I can screen it for him. And he saw the movie for the first time when it was pretty much done. So I just wanted him to understand that I wasn't trying to exploit our family. Memories just like come right back. It's like it's yesterday. So.
And what was your first vivid memory while you were little on set with your dad?
I realized my first memory is of being on the set of Cocoon. and there are aliens, and they would wear these like masks. And my first memory on set is putting on an alien mask and just being like, I remember the smell of it. I just remember like how exciting that was. And then my next memory on set is on Splash, putting on the mermaid tail. So clearly I was jonesing to be a part of the action at that point. And then it's just, from there, just so many memories on set, because that was something that was never a special occasion. It was something that was a given. It was an everyday thing.
From this documentary, we know you always live in front of the camera. So what was the exact moment that you want to be behind the camera and be a director like your dad?
High school. In high school, I wrote a play, and then I also started directing plays in high school, just, for fun and part of school and everything. And then when I went to college, I was in the drama program at NYU. I would be acting in shows and stuff like that, but then kind of on the side, I would be directing plays. And then when I left school, I continued doing that. And that eventually became short films. And so when I was pregnant with my oldest child, who's now 13, so 14 years ago, is when I directed my first short film. And then my second short film was when I was pregnant with my second child. And then it became more regular. But this being my first feature, I never would have expected that my first feature would be a documentary versus, a more straightforward narrative. But it's been absolutely wonderful. And while I still hope to get to act for the rest of my life, I am so grateful that, the momentum has been picking up, and over time it's kind of been adding up, and that now, I'm getting the chance to direct more long form content.
So did you have a deja vu moment when you yell your first cut or action, have a feeling that, oh, that's like my dad?
You know what? Because I've been directing shorter projects for a while, I've sort of had the moment of being like, oh my gosh, I'm the one who's saying action. When I first started directing, I had this idea in my head, because I just worked with Clint Eastwood, that I didn't need to say action, and I could just say when you're ready. But I realized that, for me, that's something that everyone expects of Clint Eastwood. But to run a set, it is helpful to use sometimes that, terminology, if it's just a standard set, as opposed to something that is really tailored to you as a filmmaker. So that's been happening for a while. But it's always surreal. It's honestly always very, very, very surreal. And it's fun as an actor as well to see the way in which other filmmakers work and run their set and say action and cut, like all of that.
So any other big project or action movies or other big challenge you want to challenge yourself with directing?
Yes, I love spectacle, I love scale, I love movie sets. The more complicated, the better. It's just, I love people in a room brainstorming, trying to solve impossible problems that are not in any way, shape, or form life-threatening. So it's fun. We're all just a bunch of kids in our backyard playing. And I've loved getting to direct on season 1 and season 2 of Mandalorian. Over the years, I had focused specifically on emerging technology. And I think that's really exciting. And The Mandalorian was a great opportunity to get to to learn in an environment where the technology was constantly expanding and iterating, and there were new possibilities and things that we thought we couldn't do when we started, like 3 weeks later, we can suddenly do. And so I would love to do more of that, honestly. I really would. Opportunities to get to work in a collaboration with a lot of people. That's something that's really, really fun.
And can you please finally say hi to Taiwan and tell all your fans here what that means to you?
Hello, everyone in Taiwan. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I am Bryce Dallas Howard, and I'm the director of a documentary film called Dads. And it means so much to me because it's about family and it's about fatherhood. It's really, really, really personal. But what I hope is that it's also very universal, and it's funny, and it makes you cry, and it is for the whole family. So please check out Dads on Apple TV.
Thank you very much. Hope to see you next time for real.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you. Bye.